What's up, everybody? Welcome back to a brand new episode of WWE Content, and let's talk about Monday Night Raw. Oh my god, finally a Monday Night Raw where it's not all focused on the vision after months of hearing Seth Rollins talk and hearing how he runs the company, he runs the show, he's the visionary, he's revolutionary, he is the future of the industry, he is Seth frickin' Rollins. We finally get to hear from Paul Heyman and the Bronze about what really happened the night they betrayed Seth Rollins last week in Australia after Crown Jewel. I mean, it was too good to be true. And not only that they injured him, but they put this man on a shelf for months because as I heard his shoulder is out. So it means he had to have surgery, which of course means he is out for a few months, which means that the WWE World Heavyweight Championship is now a vacant title. Now, we all know that CM Punk is the number one contender. He was the rightful contender in the first place because he beat Jey Uso and LA Knight 2 weeks ago for a number one contenders match. And now he had to face a brand new person for the WWE Championship. And what better way to do it than in a battle royale? I mean, oh my god, a battle royale for the WWE World Heavyweight Championship. That's literally every guy's dream on the main roster to become the number one contender to fight for the best of the best, and the best right now is CM Punk. I mean, oh my god. Speaking of titles and title changes, let's talk about the Judgment Day for a second. And to what do I see? Then not only Dominic Mysterio had to defend his Intercontinental Championship, but JD McDonough and Finn Balor had to defend their tag team titles against Dragon Lee and AJ Styles. That match, already first match of the night, it was perfect. They put out all the stops, and what I saw for the tag team, it was too good to be true. Dragon Lee and AJ Styles pulling out all the stops. Finn Balor and JD McDonough thinking that because of the Judgment Day, they run Monday Night Raw and they own the tag team division. But sadly, that was not the case at all for them. Because thanks to Dragon Lee's awesome luchador moves and AJ Styles being AJ Styles, we now have the new WWE World Tag Team Champions, Dragon Lee of the LWO and the phenomenal AJ Styles. When I saw that match, I'm like, oh my god, my prediction was right. The Judgment Day's gonna lose. They're gonna lose. They're gonna lose. And I really thought that they were gonna lose, I think, like maybe two times, but then by the third time AJ Styles had the pinfall on Finn, but JD stopped him. I'm like, are they gonna retain tonight? But then AJ Styles came in with the clutch with the forearm and Styles clash, and he beat his former Bullet Club member Finn Balor. Now the WWE has new World Tag Team Champions on Monday Night Raw, and let's see how their tag team division on Raw is going to up their game since SmackDown has been taking the tag team division by storm since the Wyatt Six won the tag team championships. Now, after that, I'm like, oh god, what's gonna happen with Dom? Is he gonna lose? Is he gonna lose the title tonight? Because if no one saw, but like so far the Judgment Day has been like on outs recently. I mean, Finn and Dom have been butting heads for a while, and then when Dom made that comment about how he's been a fighting champion recently and no one has defended their titles, and then that's when Adam Pierce made that mark about how JD and Finn should defend tag team championships. But then it's like Finn blames Dom for the whole thing. I'm like, excuse me? Dom has been a fighting champ for I don't know how long. He's defended his Intercontinental Championship more times than you ever did when you were Intercontinental Champion. And not to mention that he's not carrying one, but two titles on both different wrestling promotions, bro. Like, what have you done that's been great? You haven't won any matches recently. You qualified for Elimination Chamber, but you lost against Seth Rollins. You win the Royal Rumble, but you lost the Royal Rumble. Like, you are trying to tell yourself that you're this great guy and that you are the guy to be in the WWE, that you deserve to be a champion. You want to be a champion? Prove it. And don't be crying in the background and backstage. And don't come whining to Dominic every time you're in trouble because you think that you're the leader of the Judgment Day, but you're not. You never have, and you never will be. But I think that after what happened, this is a wake up call for Finn. So who knows? We could probably see Dom versus Finn at some point, but that's like a long, long way to go. Anyway, back to Dom and Rusev's match. Oh my god. Dom and Rusev, it was freaking insane. I mean, Rusev tossing Dom like a bag of potatoes all over the freaking ring. But then Dom came in with the clutch and he outsmarted Rusev. But not only he outsmarted Rusev, but he outsmarted Penta. Like Penta comes out at the ringside, and then Rusev gets distracted by Penta, and then Dom swoops in at the right time, and he distracts the refs. He cheats to win by giving another low blow to Rusev, and he wins the whole thing. I'm like, what? And then the cherry on top of that was Penta dominating Rusev, and he looks at Dom like, I'm coming for that title. So we could see Dom versus Penta part 4 sooner than we know. But right now, he's still a Continental Champion. He is still a double champion. He's the Triple A Mega Champion, which, of course, as Triple A fans out there, this Saturday coming up, he will defend it against the new Tag Team Champion, Dragon Lee. So, who knows what's in store for Dragon Lee's future? Because right now, Dom and Dragon Lee's future in the WWE is looking pretty well, I must say. Now, speaking of Intercontinental Championships on the line and titles on the line, switching up championships for the night, Becky Lynch and Maxine Dupree. I mean, I'm sorry, but they should have given her that title by now. I mean, Maxine deserves it. She's been training her butt off in the ring. She's been doing great so far. Natalia has been teaching her all the right moves and stuff. She's doing great with ring promo. She's been getting into great shape recently. And after what I saw when she beat Becky Lynch by a count out, I'm like, she deserves this, especially in her hometown, Sacramento. Like, come on, give this girl a win in her hometown. It couldn't get any better than that. But of course, Becky Lynch being Becky Lynch, she just had to swoop in and give her a knockout with the title belt, which of course, and disqualification, which still means that Becky Lynch is still the Intercontinental Champion. And I'm sorry, but like her husband, her days are also numbered. I mean, you would think the power couple of the WWE would run the business. But now you got Seth Rollins on the shelf, LeBron's taking over, Paul Heyman managing LeBron, which is going to be a good case in my hands, and Becky Lynch, she got nobody. Like, she got nobody and she's all alone. So who knows how long that title reign is going to end. And my guess is that her reign is going to end when AJ Lee gets that title. And when she does, oh, it will be a sight to remember. Now, for the women's division, let's see. The women's division so far has been doing really good. I mean, Stephanie Vacare is the women's world champion. She's the new crown jewel champion. Tiffany Stratton right now is doing good, the women's champion. And right now, her and I are still going at each other. And then of course, for the women, you finally got one of the Judgment Day girls going after the women's world championship. And for Roxanne to do it, I mean, look, I've seen the Prodigy before. I've seen her in her title reign as NXT Women's Champion. I've seen her do what she does in the ring. I've seen what she did with Raquel as a tag team champion, but now she wants a singles run again. And what better way to do it than to go after the big dog, Stephanie Vacquier? And their match was it was great. I mean, it was like rewatching their old NXT matches again, but this time they're on the roster in front of a million people. I mean, it was perfect. I did like Stephanie winning, but what I didn't like was that Raquel and Roxanne had to like attack them after a win. But who better to come out to help Stephanie Vacquier than the Hall of Famer Nikki Bella? I mean, it was perfect. I mean, what's crazy is that, well, not crazy, but what's cool is that you got the veteran, the Hall of Famer, Nikki Bella herself, who paved the way for the women's division to be one of the best divisions ever for the WWE. And then for Stephanie Vacquier to be like a rookie in the game and to have her mentor helping her, I mean, it was amazing. And what I thought and what humbled me was how in the backstage segment, Nikki Bella and Stephanie Vacquier were talking, and Stephanie was like, "Thank you for helping me. I really appreciate that." And she's like, "Look," and Nikki's like, "Look, I'm happy what you're doing with the women's division. I think you're doing an amazing job. But look, we all need each other's backs in this game. So look, you got my back, I got your back. So no matter what, we got each other's back." And I'm like, Yes, that's what I love is that no matter who you're fighting, no matter who you teamed with, as long as you guys got each other's backs, you're good to go. So I think now either Nikki Bella's gonna fight either Roxanne or Raquel next week. Whoever she fights, it's gonna end in the brawl. We all know, and of course, Evan Vacquier is gonna help out her girl, and this could probably lead to a war games. Now, I know I'm getting ahead of myself, but I feel like right now for the women's war game situation, I think it would be Rhea, AJ Lee, um, um, Io Sky, Stephanie Vacquer, and Maxine Dupree. And then on the other side, you got let's see, you got the Raquel, Roxanne, you got Becky Lynch, you got let's see, what's the other girls? Um, Maybe Nia Jax, depending on what's happening between her and Tiffany, or maybe Candice LeRae, since right now she's not doing anything recently. But I feel like right now those are the two teams we could get at War Games. If that happens, oh, it's gonna be another War Games to remember for the women's division. Now, let's get into the Battle Royale number one contenders match. I mean, that match was just it was amazing. Like you got the Judgment Day, you got the New Day, you got Rusev, you got Sheamus, you got the Alpha Academy, you got LA Knight, you got the Usos, Jimmy and Jay, and then CM Punk comes out on commentary, commentating the entire match. I'm like, what the heck is going on here? Like it was a brawl for all, one every man for himself situation. I mean, but like what was crazy is that Dom was behind the scenes the whole time. If you guys look closely at the videos, Dom was literally behind the scenes the whole time. He was hiding by the ropes. He was in the corner. Like he eliminated like maybe two or three people, but he stood back while everybody else was fighting. He almost got eliminated twice, and then he did get eliminated by AJ Styles, but then the rest didn't see it because they were distracted by Sheamus beating the crap out of Finn and JD. So that was the perfect way to slide back into the ring with no one even noticing. And then Dom trying to eliminate AJ Styles. I mean, that was just too awesome. And then Kofi Kingston, and then Kofi Kingston eliminates AJ Styles, and then it was LA Knight, Kofi Kingston, the Usos, Dom, and yeah, that's pretty much it. And then Kofi Kingston gets eliminated by LA Knight. But then the last four remaining, Dom Mysterio, LA Knight, and the Usos, the last four remaining. Now we all know that Jimmy J and LA Knight have had beef since the day LA Knight went to the day LA Knight came to Monday Night Raw. But then no one even focused on Dominic. That was the best part of it, was that no one even looked at Dominic to eliminate the guy. Because LA Knight almost eliminated Jey Uso. And then Jimmy helped his brother. But then the second LA Knight put his hands on Jimmy Uso and they're caught up in the ropes. What did Jey Uso do? Then eliminate his own brother. Now, let that sink in for a second. That Jimmy and Jay are back as the Usos. And I love that. I love them back as the Usos. I love them that they're doing tag team things in the ring. And what they did back in the day was amazing. And they're like solidifying the future of the WWE, especially for the tag team division. I think that it's amazing. But ever since Roman came back and he told Jay what to do and what not to do, and look out for yourself and all of that, he's been getting in his head recently. I mean, ever since he lost the world title against Gunther, and then he tried to get back into the main event picture, but then the Vision screwed everything up for him, and then CM Punk ruined everything for him, and LA Knight and everything. It's just he is so focused on himself now again, and I think that's great. But at the same time, you got your brother back, and your cousin Roman. He's not helping you. And your brother Jimmy is trying to put you in the right direction. But what do you do then to eliminate your own brother? And look, I get it. It's every man for himself. But you could give him a heads up about it. I mean, to be fair, if it was Jimmy's situation, he probably did the same thing to Jay or whatever. But at the same time, it's like he's like the more trustworthy twin. Jimmy, he's like the leader. Jay, the secondary guy. Ever since Jay left Jimmy's shadow and he went to Monday Night Raw, he's been the main guy. He's been the top dog. He's been the underdog of the WWE, and the underdog beat Gunther at WrestleMania. But now it's like he's losing himself. He's losing himself as an Uso. He's losing himself as the main event guy. So what does he do to eliminate his own brother? But then Dominic Mysterio, the man who's been booed for 2, maybe 3.5 years, he got a standing ovation. He almost gave Jey Uso a 619 to win the whole thing, but then Jay swooped, switched it over, and he wins the whole thing. Now, I was either happy of Jay or Dom winning, okay? I didn't want Finn to win. I didn't want Jay to win. I didn't want half the guys who were in there to win. I didn't want Jay Styles to win because it's not his time yet. But think about it. Dom versus CM Punk. That would have been the most coolest match we ever saw at a Saturday Night main event. And not to mention that, can you imagine if Dominic won the whole thing? He would hold 3 title belts. He would have been the first in his family to win 3 belts, and one of them is for another wrestling promotion. Like, that would have been perfect on his record. But of course, Jey Uso comes in and it just messed everything up. So now the first official match of Saturday Main Event will be CM Punk versus Jey Uso for the World Heavyweight Championship. But I feel like CM Punk's gonna win that because Jimmy Uso is gonna cost his own brother that match. And when that does happen, it's gonna cause a rift between the Usos again. And who's gonna help the Usos? Than Roman Reigns when he comes back. Now, Roman Reigns, he's got his own problems to deal with the Vision, and now Seth is out, so he's like, if Seth's out, then I don't care because he's on the shelf, so I don't care what the Vision does. As long as it doesn't bother me or bother my family, I'm okay. But since his family's got his own problems, he has to come back and help him out. I mean, I get it. You guys, you want to do your own thing, it's fine. And look, families fight. I get that. But at the end of the day, you love your family and you gotta be there for them no matter what, and you have to have their back no matter what. So Roman, I say, come back, fix the Usos, fix the problem with Jey Uso, and who knows, we might be able to see you as a champion again once you beat Seth Rollins at WrestleMania. But that's a story for another time. But man, Monday Night Raw was just in freaking sane. And not to mention that it was literally a Monday Night Raw episode that was not about the Vision. Like, finally, a Monday Night Raw that's not about the Vision anymore. It was about the titles. It was about the underdogs beating the best of the best in the world. It was about reenacting old matches from the Ruthless Aggression era. If anybody remembers, Eddie Guerrero, he lied, he cheated, and he stole what was his. And Dom played it beautifully against Rusev. Not to mention, he played it great against Penta. He played it great against AJ Styles. He did perfectly against Octagon Jr. Like, these guys last night, Raquel, Roxanne, The Judgment Day, Dom, um, uh, Dragon Lee, AJ Styles, CM Punk, these guys put on a show, and I was so happy to see a Monday Night Raw that it wasn't about the Vision. Like, it was incredible. It was incredible, and I'm so happy that I got to see that. And next week, it's going to be another great show. Where, of course, we're probably going to see a couple of face to face promo interactions between Jay and CM Punk, but then you got backstage segments between Jimmy and Jay, and then not to mention that Finn and JD lost the tag team titles. They're probably going to blame Dom for the whole thing. So who knows where that's going to lead to Survivor Series, or maybe next week, or maybe not next week, but at Saturday Main Event. Now that is going to be a very, very cool thing to watch. Now, for all my NXT fans out there, we have Halloween Havoc coming up this Saturday. We have a couple of matches. We have a couple of titles on the line. Spooky matches coming about, and of course, a AAA Latin American champion will go to NXT and face all ego Ethan Page in a Day of the Dead match. Now that is gonna be a match to remember. As again, from our AAA fans out there, Dominic will face Dragon Lee to defend the Triple M Mega Championship. Who knows how that's going to end, but it's going to be another amazing show to watch. Man, I am so excited. Better yet, I'm excited that Friday Night SmackDown is gonna fall on Halloween. Like, what? Halloween is the coolest, spookiest night of the year. We could dress up you could dress up any way you want. You get free candy, and then on top of that, you get to watch scary movies. So one of my favorite holidays, match my favorite wrestling show put together, it's gonna be a night to remember. Plus, with the Wyatt Six, they just look like it's Halloween every week, so I can imagine what their costumes are gonna. I can imagine what their costumes are gonna be like. Not to mention that you know how wrestling shows they do like a special edition on like a certain holiday or a week before a holiday, like for Christmas, Halloween, 4th of July, um let's see what other holiday they do. Let's see. Memorial Day. Let's see what else. What else? What else? The Day of the Dead. Let's see what else. Basically, any holiday you can think of, they make it memorable. So for Friday Night SmackDown Halloween, it's gonna be a memorable night. And then the day after, Saturday main event, where of course it's gonna be a crazy Saturday main event to remember. Speaking of Saturday main event, um, if everybody knows, December 13th will be a Saturday main event where John Cena's match will be held for the very, very last time. It's official. December 13th will be the last time we see John Cena perform in the ring, the end of an era, the end of the hustle, loyalty, respect, the end of you can't see me, because after this, we will never see him in the we will never see him back in the ring again. Now, I don't know who his next opponent or who his last opponent is going to be, but I'm sure as hell excited to see what he's going to do to end his retirement tour. And I still can't believe it. Like, I remember I think, maybe 6 or 7 years old. And I was just starting to become a WWE fan. My sister was already a WWE fan at the time. She had the action figures. She had DVDs of WrestleMania. She had a special documentary DVD collection of John Cena and Randy Orton. She had books about the Hardy Boys and Brock Lesnar, and it was about their journey through the wrestling business after they left, before they got into the WWE, like all of that. Me, I was just starting out, but the moment I saw John Cena, I was insanely hooked. I was hooked like in the first second. After that, I was a huge WWE fan. Like, I bought his shirt. I had the headband. I had the wristbands. I had that hat. Like, I wore that John Cena shirt almost. Not, yeah, I wore the shirt like every single day. I never took it off. It was my favorite shirt to wear. And it was my favorite color at the time, which was purple. Purple, black, and gold. It was my favorite shirt to wear, and I never took it off. Heck, there's even a picture of me and my dad, and we were on the couch. We were watching TV or something, and we were laying down on the couch, and I have the shirt on, and I'm just like laying there with him. We're cuddling, and like we were just watching TV, and like that was it. But that was the shirt I was wearing when me and him were just laying on the couch watching TV. Ever since then, I stopped watching wrestling because John Cena went to go on to Hollywood, like The Rock. He made movies, he did cameos for TV specials. He was on late night shows, he was on cooking shows, whatever. So it was like, if John Cena's not on there, then what's the point? Until I saw him at WrestleMania 39 when he faced Austin Theory for the United States Championship. And then I got back into wrestling. As soon as I got back into wrestling, I come to find out that John Cena was retiring in 2025. And now I'm like, seriously? I just became a fan again. And now one of my favorite wrestlers that I was a fan of when I was a kid, he's now retiring. I know that once his final match comes, I will definitely cry. But I will be thankful that I got to see the retirement tour, and I got to see the hustle, loyalty, and respect. I got to witness groundbreaking achievements of John Cena. I got to see him beat The Rock. I got to see him fight Rusev so many times for United States Championship. I got to see him. I got to see him make one of the coolest championships into a toy belt of the time of when it used to spin. I mean, I've seen it all. And I got to witness a retirement tour. I got to see the last time he fought Randy Orton. I got to see the last time he fought CM Punk. The last time he was in the Royal Rumble. Last time he was in the Elimination Chamber. The last time he was in Money in the Bank. I've seen it all. And I'm going to see a couple more dates. And then when the 13th comes in December, that's it.